Hi, Twin Flames. Hope you're all doing well. I present to you all yet another Planet of the Month tarot reading. In order to continue a brand new project I began about 4 months ago, after discovering that there are, in fact, dominant planets within our ultra intelligent solar system that sort of takes over the starship wheel for the month and works to provide us as influences, mentorship, and even healing while it's here temporarily to guide and teach us, which is why I also refer to it as Planet and Teacher of the Month tarot readings as well. This month, the super intelligent, all encompassing, spontaneous, reality shaking, male planet Mercury will be the one who excitedly extends us his support for the upcoming month of January 2025 to break into the new year with this brand new project, following right after the planet and teachers Saturn, Venus, Uranus, and Jupiter that we've had the pleasure to receive this form of guidance and overseance from thus far. This month, he will be working diligently and thoughtfully to get all of the next waves of Ascensioners settled into the new, much more organized, fair, and easy to follow Ascension structure now that the first wave Blu-rays have successfully come out of the first stage with a firm, organized blueprint to follow after scarily and intelligently completing their own ascension like the natural New Earth prototypes and prototypes in general they are, coming out with this and being more than willing to share this info with the solar system so they may format the template for us in the quantum field as we do our parts to teach the next waves on the ground a bit more hands-on in the new timeline soon to commence. In addition to this, we will also find out how Mercury, currently our smallest planet in the solar system and closest to the Sun, will be utilizing his influences and wisdom to propel and heighten the unions of the second and third wave of twin flames, since the first wave have recently graduated as of late, who didn't quite gather all the pieces of information they needed to acquire to thoroughly understand the proper, necessary steps to take to successfully ascend to the fifth dimension, heaven on earth, with their true twin flame. This will do its part to bring the latter waves up to the proper level of consciousness and preparedness they should be at in time before the next current and era of ascension begins to pick up and take us again, with the first wave reaping everything that they need from this reading, of course, as well in addition. And lastly, in regards to Judgment Day, when getting in the headspace for this reading just earlier, I felt the strong urge to send out a sort of beacon or infusion of Jesus Christ and Christ consciousness and the Holy Spirit through Mercury, so that he may in turn shoot out and emanate this same frequency to all of humanity, getting them prepared fair and square one final time, you and your twin flame included, before the date of the event, which I'm going to ask to commence right now, so that no one will have any excuses as to why they didn't accept or heed the call when it was here and they had the chance to. With all that being said, I think that we now have all of the info and warm-up we need to begin getting into the tarot reading. So let's go ahead and do it. The first card that wanted to be a representative of Mercury and his guidance and essence for us throughout this reading is the Major Arcana card, the Fool. Here, I'm seeing the young woman who's in the process of falling backwards into the body of water behind her as the second and third wave of twin flames in their recent coming out of the first stage of our ascension process, which is being depicted by the dark scribbles of color right before her that I liken to the energetic vibration of woods or the wilderness. I am feeling a bunch of tiredness, fatigue, and even upset, I will admit, coming from these groups of twins as they come out due to the fact that they are just now feeling just how energetically demanding, rigorous, the sort of containment field they've been in all these years truly is and was, since it kicked off heavily in the spring of 2010, I'm being told it was, while realizing that they somehow failed to hit the mark and attain inner unification with self, outer unification with the twin as the outcome, making it so they have no choice but to start all over from scratch again, to square one, if they failed to achieve most of everything they were supposed to achieve during their valuable time here under this magical ceiling, knocking them back and classifying them into the third wave fairly from the judgment of spirit and putting everyone who successfully reaped some form of authentic ascension and unconditional love for self into the second wave fairly, making them directly next in line to ascend to the fifth dimension with their true other half, to attain enlightenment, everlasting life, and eternal salvation. I am being told that the second wave will be one and done with their entire starseed and twin flame ascension in a short 5 years, receiving their age reversals and transcending into the second childhood of simpler times by the end of it to meet their 20 right in the middle in the brand new timeline, and that at the minimum, it will take the third waves, solely due to lack of progress, a good 8 years to take on and conclude their own entire ascension process, the starseed ascension included, with it lasting a whole 10 years at the maximum, to get every single person, every single pair of twins in this faction, up to the higher timelines, back to their souls, back to God Source Creator, and in the New Earth Golden Age of Aquarius Paradise timeline, nice and snug with the love of their lives in the physical, light bodies fully lit up and online and all. If all of the new, very real shifts we've suddenly began to undergo as of late has stirred the thought of, is the ascension process mandatory, or is it something we absolutely have to participate in? Just as it normally would for anyone who's beginning to awaken to where we've truly been and have been doing all this time, the answer is yes. You must undergo the entire ascension process if your soul was chosen to be a part of it due to the fact that we are natural community service workers, aka light workers, sent here on this mission of the ages as sort of spy kits prototypes to clean up all forms of energetic pollution threatening Mother Earth and our entire fairy universe included. This means that we all have special codes within our DNA, heroic codes, if you will, on supernatural levels that are perfect for a high level galactic mission such as this, and have displayed this enough within past lifetimes to have been selected, after selecting ourselves really, for a crazy, grand, daredevilish task like the one we've so boldly taken on when no one else, no normal human being, could. Which is why Source God also refers to us as hybrids as well, since the norms of human life, although we appreciate it immensely, don't seem to quite cut it for us like it does for everyone else. However, this is what we will also be changing in the brand new paradigm of fairness and equality, in the most surprising ways at times, as well, so that every single human being will feel extraterrestrial in all the best, most natural of ways. For it is much too lively and much more fun when we're all high on life in this way together in unison. No prejudiceness, unnecessary factions, or separation whatsoever between us, between our fellow mankind, like before in the old paradigm of hate and illusions. If you are also wondering if you will be rewarded for all of this selfless community service you take part in throughout the next stage of ascension, the answer to that is also yes, as I'm being told that Spirit in the Fairy Kingdom will be tallying up all of your community service hours and transmuting them into an inheritance of abundance for you to receive at the very end ceremoniously. If all of the info you've acquired feels right to you at the heart level, and like you've been brought up to speed and lifted on the proper platform to see everything a lot more clearly than before, then you may now exhale and fall back into the water like the girl in the illustration. For I know firsthand that receiving information on such short notice like this, especially when tied into the intense, often confusing, seemingly unforgiving ascension process, can be a bitch to handle. So fall and breathe. The second and final card here to support us twin flames and be a mic for Mercury and its influences for the entire first month of the new year is the Knight of Cups. Immediately, I'm feeling the energies of the old Ascension arena slowing down and coming to a complete stop, which is also slowing and pulling down the gravitational force that was operating the entire thing, and that allowed for our consciousness to ascend up to the higher realms to reach 5D as an effect, or even higher if you could. Some even making it all the way to a 9D level of consciousness and perception, from taking it so seriously, humbly seriously of course, throughout their time amongst it, riding its waves and currents in their days. So if you begin to feel fatigued as you come out or out of breath, as if you've been running a race, this is all due to your energy body working on overdrive daily to integrate, understand, and then transcribe the ascension codes it receives back to you, which encourages it to lighten in vibration, ascend to higher dimensions, to pay attention to spirituality, to remove what needs removing from your own life, and to focus on everything that matters the most, especially regarding the fulfilling of your dreams. So you may feel 100% whole, complete, healthy, and like you truly got something out of the experience by the end of it. I am also feeling the night's body begin to readjust to the regular flow of gravity, 3D gravity, if you will, that it was formerly used to before entering the quantum magic arena, now that everyone's consciousness has been lowered down from the ethers by this point. So, if you'd like to be removed and come down sooner to sort of regroup and come back to self before the whole thing shuts down completely worldwide in about 4 days, I'm being told, I'm going to ask that this occurs for everyone now ready. And lastly, before concluding the reading, I'm feeling that Mercury is wanting to use his divine authority as overseer of our unions this month of January to help propel and balance the unions of the second and third waves. Waking up both sides of the union in all areas within, they need to be awoken so they may have the perfect starting point and platform to begin the next ascension current and process on together and on the same page as one whole equal. So I'm going to go ahead and commence this right now for you all, in which we thank Mercury so much for so thoughtfully and willingly extending us the support in form of mercy, really, while we have him here this month of January. Perfect to begin the new year on. And that concludes your Twin Flame Planet of the Month tarot reading regarding Mercury and its influences on the Twin Flame Ascension Collective this upcoming January. I hope that you received all of the help, insight, and upgrades you needed throughout the whole experience, and that it carries you through the entire month very well. Subscribe if you feel you receive a lot from these videos of mine. Comment down below if you have any questions, or would love to chat about what you've gathered here today. Donate to my PayPal if you feel you'd love to commune and say thanks. And I'll be back here with more enlightening videos for the Twin Flame Collective in the near future. Stay blessed, and have a great New Year celebration if you are. Bye now.